Hello Rombek and hello Jake. Excellent game, oh yes. And I'm not going to be playing as a scumbag. Which is something very noble, I know, but we are not gonna be murdering people. Bandits are not people, and what's human is not human, so it's fair. Let me just take a look. I think we can actually just get rid of this browser source here. We have all the DLC. I have a couple of mods, nothing too consequential, just some minor improvements. Going to start a new game. Gonna be playing the hardcore version. Can I just... Yeah, I'm gonna have to create a new one, I guess. I've died. Okay, so it's already over. Fine. Now we get to actually pick. So we need to pick up... Select at least 2 negative perks that will stay with you for the whole game. Right. So the thing that you want is tapeworm, which makes you go hungry faster. Actually, it's not that bad. You can live with that. What you cannot live are these other things that are horrible. And you want this, which makes you sometimes just teleport, sleepwalking. So sometimes you teleport when you sleep. The other thing that affects the hardcore mode a lot is actually that you will not have your HUD. So you don't know how much stamina or health you have at any point. You don't have the compass. There is no fast travel. And you don't know your location on the map. You don't have the indication where you are. So everything has to be navigated through landmarks, which there aren't that many landmarks in this game, apart from the cities themselves, so it can be a little bit difficult. Okay, let's select continue. I have the initial cinematic, of course you're gonna have to watch that. This might actually be interesting for a change. Okay. Hey Zara. It's so weird to me not playing this in Czech, but it's fine. We need Kaladin to come in and point out the inaccuracies. Tell you how the country really is. Well, there are plenty of inaccuracies in the game. I wouldn't claim it's totally historically accurate, but compared to the other games out there, this is the top notch of what you are able to get. There are no other games that are keeping to the historical accuracy as much as this one. Be it in terms of combat mechanics, armor, people, clothes, culture, landscape, everything just seems right. They also took great care to actually imitate real life locations, which you can actually find many of these locations today if you visit Czech Republic.
I should get it finished today. Where on earth is Henry? I need him to run some errands.
He was still sleeping when I went out.
At this hour? Blue-blooded idler.
You have to pick up the few initial skills.
It looks like he was out all evening, drinking like a lord.
Go and get the lazy bones up then. Quick clout round the ear should do it.
Mm-hmm.
And I have a cat in my lap, so I'm not sure how well I'm gonna be able to control myself in terms of moving around, but I guess I'll get used to it. And I think they also nerfed eating from the kettles, because that was the best way you could go around and never actually eat food. Rather just steal each person's kettle and eat from that all the time. So now it actually gives you tiredness when you do that.
Wait, what's this? Have you been... Oh, Henry. How many times have I told you about fighting?
Oh, it's nothing. It's just a scratch.
You've been at that sword play again, haven't you? You'd better pray your father doesn't get to hear of it. You know how he feels about it.
Oh, don't worry, it wasn't that. I just scratched myself is all.
Well, just don't come crying to me if you really do get hurt. Now get up, you rogue.
So first the talk to get the skills, I think. We'll see. I'm also going to have to buff up the volume of the game a little bit, I think. A rogue, you say. A dashing rogue. Aircraft. In fact, we are not gonna be doing much roguery. Lying to your own mother, oh yeah. Absolute bastard.
A
Right
fine
now.
state you're in this morning. What on earth did you get up to last night?
Of course, he cut himself with this sword. Okay, so what's the toughest thing to get? I have to decide. I can get vitality, strength pretty easily. Speech is kind of a grind to get. Agility. Agility is great.
I went dancing
Dancing?
with Bianca.
Ah, that's why you're tired. But you'll still have to work today. Well, I've got a feeling there's something you're not telling me. And it's connected with that scratch on your hand. And that suspicious-looking character with a sword who turned up in town recently.
Okay, so another level up. I'm tempted to just go full agility. But we are probably not gonna be talking to absolutely everyone, so might as well pick up a level
Teaching me
in...
sword fighting, don't you? What use would that be to me? Here. I'm not lying to you, Ma.
All right, then.
Bastard.
You say
Of course
so.
you're lying.
I don't mean to pry, but
Give
you
me
know
the
your
speech.
father takes a dim view of such things.
And you could have not lied, so there's that. Just go through these questions.
For me.
No,
I got
haven't
some
seen this
speech
morning.
XP.
They shouldn't be hard to find. They'll be hanging around a tavern.
And in the first stage of the game, this is the tutorial basically, when you're in Skeleton. And time does not pass while you are here. So the best way to play this is actually spend a long time here and murder absolutely everyone. And grind all the locks and everything and leave skeletons as a... You can even kill the humans that attack skeletons actually. If you just take the guard's armor and arms.
Well, at least you were with Bianca.
You'll regret your lying ways once she's dead, yeah.
Clever girl.
Very long play this will be, oh yes.
Your
It
father's
will.
very fond of her.
Of course he is. He thinks he'll be able to wheedle the secret of beer brewing out of her.
You're right there. You'd think he was planning to become a brewer in his dotage. Still, that's your father for you. At least he's interested in something, unlike you lot. You're too busy getting into mischief to do an honest day's work. If Fritz and Matthew carry on this way, they'll wind up swinging one day. You mark my words.
Okay.
Can I get something to eat?
I left some breakfast on the table. Help yourself.
Is father angry with me for sleeping late?
He's not happy. Yesterday you promised him you'd help finish that sword for Sir Radzig. He's not as young as he was. And you know how his joints pain him. He's too proud to complain, but he needs your help, Henry.
I know. Don't worry, Ma.
Guys, imagine telling your
Good.
son his friends will end up hanged.
Sneeze ache when there's a storm coming.
Learned some pro KCD techniques today. Oh yeah.
It's looking like
If we played without restraint, you would. But this is not what it would be, because I would break the game in the first 2 hours. So I don't think that would be very enjoyable for you to watch. And Jake, actually, there is a saying here, and it is when somebody has a rogue child who does a lot of mischief, then like old people would usually tell. It's something that old people usually know here. It's not common amongst like younger people, but there is a saying that this one is growing for the hangman, basically. So yeah, this is just a common way to refer to things like that here. Even though we don't have death penalty, we haven't had it for ages, but it's a say.
Need me to do anything, Ma?
Ah, you're a good lad. But I'm fine. It's your father needs helping with that sword.
Okay, and the dialogue. So here we are. Let's just begin by taking all of this juicy food. Well, Eastern Europe. If I was touchy, I would say it's Central Europe, but doesn't really matter. Kinda similar in terms of culture, I guess, the East. But at this time, it was like sort of common to see things like that. There was very common death penalties, so it's not just here; it would be everywhere. Like the bread rolls. The Berlin Wall, Eastern Europe. Well, you can take a look where the Czech Republic is. It's the definition of Central Europe. Sticking out into the freaking Germany. Why Germans want us so bad. Cheese. Take it. Yeah. Just take place here. Okay, let's eat from the pot. Will probably give us tiredness. Didn't look like it, but later it will. Okay, there's a chest. Let's open it up. Nails for Teresa, let's pick it up. 3 bandages, marigold decoction, for healing, and saver's schnapps. Allows you to save the game on hardcore mode. So there's that. Take a look if we can liberate some of the other belongings from our parents' house. I don't think I have a lockpick, but the thing we should do is pick up this food and sell it. It's not stealing, it's just taking, so fine. Also, we are gonna do some stealing, I think, because it's pointless to have all the lockpicking tree otherwise. Because a lot of the stuff that's locked in the wilderness will actually be higher level. We need to train on something. But I'm not gonna kill anyone. That's civilian. Normally I hate games where you amass loads of crap, but this game handles inventory well. Well, yeah, there is a limit. And the most... like, you do some hoarding, of course, but usually you don't hoard that much. You just sell everything off. And you stash it on the horse and then sell it in town. So it's not like you are carrying with you, like, loads of crap. Which, if this was Gothic, you would have insane amount of stuff on you at all times. Right. I don't have a lockpick, so gonna have to acquire one, which is a challenge in the tutorial. If you don't know how, you might never get a one. So let's just go outside. So what is the honorable way of handling Kunesh? Beating him to a pulp because he is in debt, and he's not supposed to be in debt, and he is very rude. So you should just kick his ass. Yes. Like for real. Nobody will complain, no guards will complain. It's what you should do. Sneaking in and stealing his stuff is not cool. Like somebody to pay off his debt. No. We are playing hardcore and nice Henry, which doesn't mean utterly incompetent and how would you call it? Samaritan Henry. No, 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 no. I'm gonna do good deeds when I feel like it, but I'm not obliged to do it. Okay. So let's take a look at our inventory. How full are we? Okay, first thing we do just run to the market, sell off the vegetables before they go bad, and then come back here. We're gonna start grinding some skills. The best thing to do actually, if you weren't playing with a challenge, like you would, this guy, right? He's isolated. There is nobody inside. These guards won't spot if you just beat this guy, and he won't report it. If you have a basic kind of weapon, like an axe or something you can get easily, you can just smack him. And then after he's done, you can smack these horses. And if you do that, each hit actually gives you quite a bit of experience initially. So you can grind your combat and strength up to a reasonable level just in here. But we are not gonna do that today. Instead, we are focusing on more honorable ways of entrepreneuring. Villager, go inside a shop.
Good health to you, Henry. Greetings. What do you need? God be with you.
Okay, sell things. Yes, all the things. Purple should keep on us some things, like some of the carrots. Looks like everything. Apples. 2 apples. Just sell it. Okay, so how much do we get? 19 schmeckles. Fine. Accept the trade. Do you have to press X? I don't remember actually. No, I didn't do it. Well, this is where the hard part comes in. I haven't played this in a while. Sell? Okay, I'm gonna keep the carrots done because I'm gonna be able to eat them pretty quick since he's already getting hungry. But let's sell the cheese, sell all the other things. Onions, lentil soup, eggs. And it's done, right? Basket. Full steel, yes. We could have given her something extra, but it's not worth it at this point. Okay, so first thing we do, come back to where our father was, because we need to start gradually. If you don't come to him immediately, he will get pissed.
What's the matter with you, Henry? Didn't you hear me calling you?
Oh yeah, he already is kind of pissed. Oh, I guess we have highest charisma at this point.
Sorry, Father. I was taking a stroll and lost track of time. Somehow I had a feeling I was seeing everything for the first time.
Hal, my boy, when are you going to get some sense? Anyway, we've a lot of work to do today. I'm finishing the sword for Sir Radzik, and I need your help.
With what?
I'm running out of charcoal. Run to the market and buy a bag from the charcoal burner.
I'll need some money then.
Yeah, that's the other thing. Kunesh still owes me for an axe, a hammer, and the nails I sold him a month ago. Not to mention his debt from before. Go and tell him to pay up, at least for the axe and hammer, and then use the money to buy the charcoal.
Kunesh? That drunkard? That'll be fun.
Well, you're a big lad now. I'm sure you...
We're not to market 2 minutes away, boy.
Tell him that next time I'll come myself. And
The second part of the quest actually isn't timed.
nails into his arse.
The only thing that can go bad is the beer. If you pick it up and then lug it around with you, it will get warm.
Chamberlain at the castle has the cross guard.
But you can take as long as you want.
I had engraved in Sasau.
You want me
Get
to
the other stuff.
All right.
I know
Money,
things.
Charcoal, crossguard. Got it.
And
Played this plenty of times to actually know which quests have timers and not. There are some quests like that in the world as well.
Make sure the ale's still
Oh yes, that's gonna totally happen. It's not ours.
Is Bianca?
You can do it pretty quick. Especially since I disabled the third-person animations for picking up herbs because it's so salty.
Wait.
Hey, Ligor. Very thorough, oh yeah. You need to be thorough if you want to be good. Pick it up. Gothic one is on sale. I have it already, but good to know. get the area effect harvesting mode? Well, it's a skill. You need to get it as a skill. I'm not cheating. You can actually get it by upgrading your head gathering skill, and he will start to harvest in an area. So if you get it with a mod, you're a freaking cheater. Fine. Everyone, each to his own. I'm gonna do it the good old-fashioned way. Some elbow grease and right hand. Okay. More sage here. Sage is actually good. You see now we are harvesting 2 when they are close to each other. Yeah. Goes pretty quick. It also gives you some strength when you pick up the skill for it. Yeah, there are many things we want. Just cannot get everything right away. So gonna start slow. Hey Goka. Touched Henry Simulator once for Longplay. Okay. Take that. Playing another game that is not Witcher 2. Oh yes. Very fond of this one. Waiting on sequel personally. We'll see how that goes. You get from picking a few hundred nettles. Yeah, there are a bunch of nettles in Skeletons. You can't get that. I knew this was an herb as well. Valerian. Pick it up. Actually, I'm not sure, but I bet they are working on something for her studios. And this was fairly successful, so I imagine money shouldn't be a big problem for them. A decent passive for the game, not too easy to get. Easy to get, yeah. It's very good, of course. We should pick it up eventually. I'm just gonna gradually go through these areas, pick up whatever we can. Because that's gonna mean money, and we can leave Skeletons with a huge amount of money. It's gonna be super useful, of course, because everything costs bleeding money. And early game, if you don't do this, even like tens of how are the money called here? Groschen, yeah. So are gonna be a problem for you. So how did Czech Republic end up having such heavy-hitting game developers? Well, we actually had quite a few good ones in the past before Americans came and bought them. Like Mafia 1, made by some of our guys. You had actually a bunch of people that were working in big companies as well. A lot of talent, but usually people didn't have the means to get a real corporation going because just they were not able to, so they were bought up. But eventually when everything turns to shit, the people will leave the company and then found their own, so that's how it goes. Get Deliverance Collection. Well, I have all the DLCs. Oh, I imagine you mean that. In which case, yes. But Warhorse is kind of a big thing, but it's not like too major in terms of what people think. Like younger people for sure, but people like boomers don't even acknowledge gaming as a proper thing to this day, so they couldn't be bothered. Okay, collect some nettles, some things right there, especially dandelion over here. Collect that up. Now we are collecting some herbs in an area, so that's good. What's our weight, by the way? Oh yeah, we still have plenty. Let's eat a carrot. It's not the most exciting thing to watch, I know, but at least it gets me to get the feel for the game again. Slowly get going. To use this time, because later the progression will actually happen. So for now, this is our time to actually get free stuff. It's exciting. Oh, it will be once we start to talk to people and be able to do things. For now, this is just picking things up. Whole bunch of stuff gonna be around here. There's the sword fighting arena sorts. But first we should probably go to the left here. Would be useful if we pick up some strength, because Kunesh is actually quite difficult to take down if you don't have any strength perked up from the start, which we did not. Okay, there is Ascension's Wort. A bunch of herbs here. Mile, Valerian, pick it up. Eventually we'll be able to just click and pick up a huge amount of herbs at once, at which point it's gonna be really easy to collect everything up. But now we are still grinding it up. Keep mashing. Hey Boomer. This game has the biggest discrepancy in quality between base game and DLC I've ever seen. DLC is awful. You don't like the DLC. I like some of it. I don't like all of it. And yes, the base game is great. Flower grind? Well, yes, I'm not going for the horse punching grind. So I have to go for some grind. If I'm not able to punch horses and kill people in here, what am I supposed to do, Boomer? Tell me. I need to grind something. This is actually the non-violent way to do this. So, you get what you wanted. Sold the peasantry, no. Forbidden. Cannot embrace our inner Jake. No scumbag Henry allowed. I'm still gonna break into people's homes most likely, but I want the lockpicking grind. I don't want the loot necessarily. I need the lockpicking skill because later on it's very hard to get it. It's the grindstone. I did all the From the Ashes DLC and it was awful. Oh yeah, that's the village. Yeah, that's just a grind. Marriageables. I'm not sure. No, there are no... I think there are romances. I don't remember that part very well. It's horrible. Yeah. That's right. Yeah, no, that was Jake's interpretation of Henry. Well, the From the Ashes is terrible. I liked the Mercenary Company one. It actually has some pretty interesting characters. Of course, at that point when you pick it up, usually you are over-leveled, so it's no longer a problem to play it. I don't remember how it's called, but it's pretty good. Based on real-life characters as well, so I liked it. But yeah, I'd say the DLC don't really add that much. Some new items, things like that. Band of Bastards, yeah, that's it. No! Why? You have to mention horrible things. I'm enjoying myself for once. Coming from the job I hate. And you mention Pizza Connection, of all things. Why does it remain in your memory? Horrible, just forget it exists. Pizza effect isn't that bad, it is horrible. I tried the first game, it was awful. Should have probably kept some extra food on me because you're gonna be hungry soon. Alright. Okay, let's pick up this cow. And he's already getting a little bit hungry, but that's alright. I'm kind of curious why didn't we already fill up our inventory? Maybe we leveled up the strength once at least. Seems like it. That nettle or no? Okay. Put this Valerian. Soon we'll go to the trader, make our first bunch of money. We actually sold the food first, but not the point. Okay, herbalism. Do we have a perk already in it? I guess we do. We have perk point there? No. Herbalism. Flower power. With enough fragrant herbs in you can +2 charisma or snip. Gonna have to be this. Also, I'm gonna have to check something out. Maintenance, lockpicking thing. Headmaster. Yeah, I'm not sure. I should have some extra perks be available. Witcher. You drink potions, you get Witcher. Yeah, I'm not sure which one of these are actually the mods. So, kopřivá is nettle, huh? You learn something new every day. Oh yeah, kopřivá is nettle. You didn't even have to pay your salt for it. Cat potion, yeah. There are potions kinda similar to Witcher in this game, even though they really shouldn't. But it tries its best to emulate some sort of little real-life concoctions you would get. But of course the healing factor that you get from it is just pure nonsense. Like the marigold potion, for example. I shouldn't have sold all my food, thinking about it right now, because we are gonna spend a while here, but I guess you can pick up the food back from the trader or just eat from the cattles, I guess. Because we'll have plenty of money. It's inconvenient to carry the food with you all the time. Also, you could get poisoning if you keep the food with you too long. It actually will decay and get bad. So, it's also not great when that happens. There are perks that eventually allow you to keep the food fresher. You have the Huntsman perks, but that's a long way. No way to get it here, so get all the things. What's the inventory space looking like? We still have space? Okay. Continue picking stuff up then. I mean, we could pay the debt for Kunesh at this point, but it's good to beat him up. Because it's very rare to get combat experience without actually murdering people. Doing crime early on. It will be interesting to see this approach to the game. I'd like to see your solutions to problems which I saw applying mace to the head. Yeah. I saw a little bit of your Longplay, Jake. Cringe. But fine. We just own. Okay, herbalism. My solutions will also be mace to the face, but it's gonna be more subtle. I cannot allow it to be my sole and only solution to everything. And if it's a civilian, I'm just flat out not allowed to kill him. So that is that. But bandits, I'm gonna absolutely seek and murder. Same as humans, as I said. If it's human, it ain't human. Basic rule of KCD. Don't question it. Through embrace. Yeah, mace to the face. Wow. Latrington is surprised. What can you do? There's no diplomacy or anything. It's literally what this game is.
Good health to you, Henry.
If it's human, it ain't human. It's just that simple. It really is. I'm sure I played it.
Good day to you. What do you need?
Not at all. Humans are actually people who got assimilated into Hungarians, and with Hungarians we are actually one nation for a long while, so not really like that. All the Sage. Centurion Sword. Valerian. Plenty of that. Coming on. 52 schmeckles. Solid. It's like Jake with his... Oh, what? Oh, that was a Plague Inns reference. Save earlier. Okay. Well, I don't know what you are talking about. There is no racism at all. But then again, this game is like that. You cannot negotiate with the bad people. So don't question it. Just what happens. And who the game decides are the bad people is entirely up to the game. Not up to us to decide that. Therefore, you cannot blame me. It's good. Otherwise, I would get totally blamed for picking and choosing. How did I get so good at English? I wouldn't say I'm great at it, but I think I discussed it earlier. I actually went to like from very early age, I was actually taught English, at least basics, and then it grew on me because I also played games, and usually English is pretty handy since not many of these games were actually in Czech, so I had to learn, and it was motivating me to learn more because I actually was using it in practice, which made it more enticing for me to learn it. Just following orders, right? Oh, is this what this is all about? No, there is no racism. Freaking humans, the humans are basically indistinguishable from the other people. You can see that if you strip them up. It's not about that. It's about the culture. Makes it somehow okay. But they are the bad people. The reaction that once I press in. Well, I don't know. I didn't actually think about that too much. Okay, bunch of nettles, just collect everything up. It's going great. I think we'll have enough perks soon. I think somehow we don't really get what I really wanted, which was... I'm not sure if some of the mods are working because I have not seen pages for them in a while, and some of them might be outdated, so they might not work. Just fine. Annoying. Okay, let's go around, pick up these things. The quests are gonna come as basically the last thing. Collect everything first, and then you'll do the quests. We should end up with, I think, around 800 groschen when we leave. You could pick up the better jacket as well, which you can only buy a single item of clothing, I think, apart from the basics, and that's like a straight up upgrade for charisma, but it's not great. And you will probably toss it away pretty quick, so it's not necessarily worth it to pick it up. Hey, the clerics, what mods are we using? I'm using the bow reticle. I'm using a mod that adds more perks, but I'm not sure if that's working. And then we have something else, I don't remember. So good. Well, without it, I'm just never gonna use the bow because it's so bad to judge it. I mean, I played through the game once without it, but I cannot be forced to do it again. Not like this when I know you can have it. But we are playing without HUD, with the hardcore mode, so at least there's that. Okay, Shep. There are supposed to be more herbs, right? Let's take a look at our inventory. Like, can still accommodate a little more. Trying to hit hares with vanilla bow is so inferior. Oh yeah, that quest with Capon is the worst. But if you don't have the reticle, complaints it's janky? No. I'm playing on hardcore mode, so we don't have the HUD, but I can totally deal with it. I'm not saying it's jank. What's jank is the bow reticle missing. It really makes it a very painful experience. If you haven't played without it, you need to experience it yourself to be able to comment on it. I really mean it. Okay. Looks like we managed to pick up almost everything from this side, so I'll just follow this fence. Yeah, there we go, some sage. Sage actually sells better than most herbs. Same for wormwood. Wormwood is actually very good as an herb to sell, and we are gathering quite a big radius now, so it's good. I'd be interested in playing with Master Strike removed. Yeah, you could play as a challenger run without things like that. I'm just gonna pick whatever feels right. I think the limitations we have are already enough, but if you go full exploit, you could do that because the game just turns into a very easy game, even on hardcore mode, if you just grind combat stats and skeletons. Okay, wormwood. I cannot pick it up. Move on. Just one wormwood. Not a big deal. Also, I probably have almost enough. Yeah, could still accommodate a little more. I'm gonna be a bunch of nettles though. I'm gonna gobble up some space. Why is there Gothic 2 trees on Steam? Well, there are all the Gothics on Steam, even Arcadia, which is the worst Gothic. And there is even Gothic 1, so you have all the Gothics on Steam. Just need to search for it. Okay, I suppose it's time to go and sell our stuff again. We could actually pick a few more, but we don't really want to be overburdened. The worst. 2 versions of Gothic 3, yeah, that is the Forsaken Gods, which is a DLC. Both of them suck, by the way. Gothic 3 is terrible. Yeah, just stick by the reviews. But even Gothic 3 is just a mess. You can find some pretty good videos as an honest review on it, and people will tell you that they just try to do something very different, but ultimately it just fails to be enticing at all, and as a Gothic game it just falls on its face. They were too busy putting the Gothics on Steam that they never asked themselves if they should have the Gothic franchise out of its hole, yeah.
God save Henry.
Never gonna happen.
God be with you.
Okay, let's sell the things. 354 nettles. Sell the sage. Valerian. Wormwood. And we have honey. Let's go up. Eat some of this carrot. Thought we would eat a bunch more. It's fine. Okay, leave it at that. Going to go and gather more now. We need to take a look at the perks. Right, what are the strength? Not increasing because we need the perk for it. Leg day. Botanist as traders pay more, but this is more important. Leg day comes first. Whole bunch of nettles. Pick it up. So they're going to buy with all that flower money. For now, we could probably buy up the jacket. That gives you a little bit of extra charisma. Sorry, my cats are doing a little bit of a commotion, so just give me a sec. But I would be probably more interested in keeping the money and then use it when we are actually in civilization. So once we reach Talmberg, and then eventually once we go to Ratai, we could actually buy some pretty good stuff. But it never hurts to have the money, because the money is gonna be immensely useful. Some of the late game items cost so much. And also you should train up some maintenance early on, because repairing your gear in a blacksmith shop is just the worst waste of your money you can imagine. Too bad you can't do actual medieval potion craft, very good. Very cow dung and multiple kinds of poison to formulate a cure for a dry cough. I think many of the herbs that we use today in our medications were also used by medieval people. Very pragmatic, I think that's a misconception right there. Of course there were remedies which were actively bad for you, because they didn't know any better, but a lot of the folk medicine was actually based upon herbs that they had in their surroundings, and they knew they would help against certain kinds of illnesses or maladies. So, you know, people in medieval period and general in history, you could say, were very practical. They wouldn't do something if it was not working. Because it was, if something was an immense waste of time and effort, and if it was actually counterproductive, they would quickly abandon that practice usually. Because there was just no time to waste. You couldn't afford to do something that didn't work. You could mention like armor, things like that. Armor wouldn't be used if it wasn't effective, because it was a huge pain in the ass to manufacture a proper armor piece. Well, it was so expensive, but also effective. It's a perfect fever meds, yeah. Well, somebody had to, like, if you go back in history even further, like, somebody had to test if this kind of mushroom is the special kind of mushroom, or if it's the kind of mushroom that makes you cease to exist. So, you know, somebody had to do it. And I suppose it was not just that Unga and Bunga decided to draw lots, but it was most likely that the stronger caveman just went and forced the weaker caveman to test out how the magic mushrooms work this day. Yeah, exactly. Some of these things you really shouldn't think about. Because if you do think about it too hard, it's gonna disgust you. So hard. Yeah, let's just drop off our stuff. I forgot that we gathered too much too quickly, but just a little bit. So it doesn't slow us down too bad. But we are gonna have to pick up some food eventually. We could actually pick up the jacket now, maybe. They really want to. I don't really want it, but it might be good. Okay, so how much money do we have? Almost 200 schmeckles. Go to this trader. I'm actually gonna pick up the repair kits at least.
God be with you.
Schmeckles. Oh yes. It's Groschen. Groschen, but yeah, just schmeckles. Easier to say. The currency we all know and love. Cobbler's cat. Quilt brown jacket is 217, so we cannot afford it yet. But we should pick up. There is another kit, right? It's Tyler's kit. What is it? He doesn't have. Okay, he doesn't have a Taylor's kit. Might be this guy. Yeah, this is the guy.
Good health to you.
Cobbler, armor, Taylor. The key is you need to repair your stuff once it's not destroyed yet, because you can only repair things up to a certain HP, so it's good if you are repairing things as early as possible, so that you can actually grind some maintenance XP, because that's really important to get. Okay, so we have main level. Gonna have to pick something. We could pick up Ascetic to offset our tapeworm. Yeah, let's pick up Ascetic. And continue. I think we've gathered a lot already, but there is still some left. But it shouldn't take too long now. Gather the rest. Of course, once we leave Skeletons, I'm not gonna grind every single herb everywhere. It's just not happening. Also, there might be an opportunity to sneak in and do some lockpicking. But if we get caught, it's very bad. So I'm gonna be willing to invest one of our Saver Schnapps potions to save the game here. Oh yeah, there are people here. He's not happy. Okay, come outside. Pick up the things until she calms down. She didn't witness me trying to lockpick the door, but it's really dangerous. She could run to the... I don't know how it's called in the... well, the guards. And then you get reported, you could get locked up. And if you get locked up in Skeletons, you die. It's obvious reasons. And Skeletons is gonna get raided. I don't have a freaking lockpick. Right. I need to get a lockpick first. That's fine. There's a bunch of sage, so that's pretty good. Strength has leveled up. Pick our first perk. Stronghold attacks cost less stamina. Good. Lugging around the dead bodies isn't that useful. Since we are not gonna be killing civilians, even less useful. You could do it against some of the bad guys, but usually if you trigger a bandit camp or encounter, they all know about you anyway. It's not really that consequential. Better if you go crime, you can actually hide the bodies quicker. In Skeletons, for example, you would kill absolutely everyone. Came out of this with full guard armor, thousands upon thousands of groschen, and grind combat skills like nobody business. You could even kill all the humans attacking you here. Just get a halberd from one of the guards and smack them over the head with it. Works like a charm. But we cannot have that. Didn't want to punch. Like that. Check our inventory just in case. Okay. It's good to level up strength because that also determines your carry weight. And if you want to wear armor, which you will want and have to wear armor, it will actually weigh you down a lot. At least initially. Later on you can pick up a perk to reduce the weight of armor that you are wearing, but early on everything that you have is gonna be directly referred to your carry weight, even if it's on you. Okay, so let's follow this path. There's a marigold over there. Yeah. Pick it up. I don't suppose we have a perk point in herbalism yet. No. But it's at 13, which is a lot. Also maintenance has increased. I'm gonna continue repairing our boots if possible. Not an herb. Continue picking. As I said, I know this is not the most exciting part, but gonna have to do this if you don't want to murder people. Hey Kerry, welcome. How are you doing? Interested to call Kingdom Come for too long? Clearly. We had a vote, so people have decided. I don't think I mind it. I was actually thinking about it recently. So good. Burnwood, good. Nettles, pick it up. Also check our inventory space. You could pick up some more, but we really should be careful. We don't want to be overburdened again. It really sucks. And you didn't miss anything. Basically only a few conversations with our father. And then I went off to pick up herbs. Because that's what I need to do. I'm actually tempted to go horse punching, but people would hate it. Yeah, if I could, I would go and punch the cows. But I cannot do it because people would get mad, I think. Oh no, I triggered a quest already. It's fine. We don't have to pursue it. Just a conversation.
You can't be serious, Deutsch. Insulting our king.
What insult? I say only the truth. Sigismund has done only what he had to.
He had to abduct the king. He had to lure his cousin Prokop into a trap and imprison him.
Will let Deutsch insult the king, will you? For sure not.
Why not? What is this Wenceslas for a king? The empire is falling asunder in his hands. The German counts elected Ruprecht of the Palatinate as king.
His hand is
Wenceslas would not
transparent,
go their deity.
the inside of it,
German counts.
like the rest.
Now even the Pope
God be with you,
is
Henry.
opposed to your king.
I'm with you,
So
Matthew.
are such lords as
What's going on here?
Rosenberg,
Deutsch is
even
spouting
the
shit.
Austrian dukes Albrecht
What?
and
Just
Wilhelm
listen and you'll
are
hear for
on
yourself.
Sigismund's side. Someone has to bring order and reunite the empire.
What do I care about the Austrians? And nowadays, not even the devil himself can keep up with all the popes. Which is the rightful pope? The one in Rome or the one in Rome?
Do not blaspheme, Alex.
No, it's true, though. Wenceslas is the king of Bohemia.
Medieval Twitter argument.
Side.
Yeah.
To hell with Rosenberg and his cabal. Sir Ratzik is Wenceslas' commander-in-chief. He stayed loyal to the king. And if he heard you talking like this, he would have you whipped like a dog.
Your Diet will soon have nothing left to rule. Jobst had to sell Luxembourg to help your king. South Bohemia is with Sigismund
And don't forget about Kuttenberg, where Germans like you kissed Sigismund's feet to keep their heads.
Yes, but
Goodman.
Medieval Twitter arguments are better because you could actually punch the people who speak shit. Yeah.
Pleasant things.
Team Avignon or Team Rome? Avignon. Of course, as a loyal empire subject.
Wenceslas is our right.
I don't have a choice.
Deutsch is an idiot. But what can you do?
I might have an idea. Deutsch deserves to be taught a lesson.
Boy.
Doesn't it, Fritz?
You're too right, Matthew. Should give him a proper hiding.
Are you mad? Do you want to end up in the pillory?
Don't listen to Fritz. I've got a better idea. Deutsch was talking such shit, it made me think of that huge parliament. You know, the one right next to his freshly whitewashed house.
You think we should redecorate for him? Count me in.
Oh, do we have to go right away? I think we have to go right away, that's bad. But we could get a lockpick. Sucks I had to use one of my saber schnapses already.
I was going to get ale for father and a few other things. We're finishing Sir Radzig's sword.
Come on. Doing a few handfuls of manure is not going to take all day.
And it's our duty to defend the honor of our king.
So, Hal, are you with us?
Course.
Oh well. Father can wait a while.
My words exactly.
I knew you wouldn't miss out on all the fun. Let's go.
Okay. Random pathfinder around a lot, but what's our inventory space? Not great, but I cannot really diverge from the path at this point. I don't really want to cause any trouble with the quest, but we could abandon it.